Good afternoon to all the listeners out there today. We're at the 1st of March. We're going to continue this thing. We are still in the first quarter. You still have a chance to make your dreams come true, to reach all of the major goals that you wanted to reach for 2024. Today, we have a special guest that's going to help you get there even more. He's going to teach you how to do more for your life with less. We have Mr. Navid Moosa.
How you doing, sir?
Good afternoon, man. Good afternoon. Happy to have you here with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I read your biography. I checked out your website, and I seen a few of your YouTube videos, and I see how much you have to offer. One of the things that you are speaking on is real estate. However, you've done your own thing. You've built your own brand, and you were able to make a name for yourself as far as that's concerned, and basically be successful in it. And now you're teaching others ways to do that. So if I could, can we, before you were able to teach someone, before you were able to say, okay, I have this down as an expert, where did it all begin at when you knew it was time to be an entrepreneur?
It's one of those things where you always feel it, right? Like I think in high school, a couple of buddies of mine, one who's actually an investor with me now, we were starting our own clothing line, right? Someone approached us. So back in high school, we were trying to do an entrepreneurial thing back then. So that's when it kind of kicked in. Now, my father was an entrepreneur back in Africa. He had several businesses, and so did his brother as well. So it's always been in the bloodline, if you will. And one day, I used to work at a credit union, and the credit union, this guy walked in, and he just was cashing his big checks. And I said, "Yo, what is going on? Where are you getting this money from?" He kind of showed me the overview of it. And, I kind of fell in love at that point in time with real estate, tried it, failed it, left it. And everywhere I would work, job to job, everyone's like, "What are you doing here? What are you doing here? What are you doing here?" They're like, "You shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be here." They're like, "You're a great salesman. What makes you great is you don't try to sell stuff. You just tell people about it, and they just want to do it." It's like, "Oh, okay." Because I don't like sales personally, but that's a whole different subject. But everyone kept telling me, except I didn't tell myself it. You know what I mean? And I would say around 2005 is when I said, "All right, I'm done. I can't keep working from other people." In 2005, there was a job promotion coming up, a job I thought I should have gotten. Like I knew everything. I was teaching people, and I didn't get it. Went to somebody else, and then they hired that person, and then I had to train that person. I'm like, wait a minute, what? So I was like, deuces, I'm out, whatever. My brother bought my real estate classes for me in 2005, and I never looked back since then.
Since 2005, you've been in real estate. That's
Since 2000, I've been in real estate. I bought my first property in 2000, but actually, it was a 3-unit building. I was in the 1 unit. It was house hacking, what they call it now, but it was just a loophole back then, if you will. And I lived in it, rent another 2 units out, and then I moved out. I relocated, and essentially, it got foreclosed on. They got foreclosed. I didn't know what I was doing, so I was like, real estate isn't for me. So I backed out. That was in 2000. And then I dabbed in it here and there for like another 5 years, but I got my license in 2005. But I first got in real estate in 2000.
Okay. That's good, because I want to ask you, for that person that's out there that's in real estate and it's not happening. I know one of the things they say to make it easier on you is the house hacking aspect of it, the part of it, the loophole. So for someone who wants that to be their main job, I know a lot of people get into it and they quit and they're frustrated. What advice would you have for a newcomer?
Man, it's don't quit. Man, so listen, I have a thing I adopted, and it's on my board. Never fail. You either win or learn. So I tell my team the L's we only take are learning. There's no losses. The L's we take are straight learning. So you're going to have your bumpy days. I mean, you go to a job and the job you're going to is something you may not like, but you still go to it, right? Because there's like this guaranteed paycheck or you feel whatever too, some kind of loyalty to it. Give that same loyalty to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give that same loyalty to yourself. I'm not saying it's going to be overnight because it sure as hell wasn't for me. I still take my bumps and bruises, but at the end of the day, I can't see myself doing anything different. Well, at least I can't see myself working for anybody else, first and foremost. But real estate had just given me so many avenues. I met so many wonderful people throughout this process as well, like good human beings. And that right there is there's no dollar value I can put on it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the awesome part about it.
Yeah.
It really helps you to show up as being yourself.
Yeah.
You have created, I suppose I see the TM next to it, Agenteur.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
this
I
is
trademarked. Yes,
yours.
I did. Yes, I
Okay.
trademarked. Yeah.
All right. That's an awesome name, by the way. That's an awesome name. I've never heard it before. Not
Thank
entrepreneur,
you.
Agenteur.
Yes.
Let's go into that a little bit. What is that about?
So the Agenteur program is something that I created years ago. And during the pandemic, I was like, let me stop BSing and just create this program. Like the program was out there unofficially. Real estate agents were asking me all the time, how are you able to sustain like when the market is slow, but you're still acting like it's nothing? I'm like, well, I invest. Well, how do you invest when you don't have tax returns or you're just 2 years in the business? I'm like, no, there's OPM, others people money, there's joint venturing, there's different things. I'm like, what are you talking about? And what I started to realize is my real estate path wasn't normal. I thought it was, but it wasn't. The more I got talking to other real estate agents, the more I realized they were, for lack of a better term, brainwashed to just be somebody who writes a contract to sell a house and writes a contract to buy a house on behalf of somebody else. When I got into it with the gentleman showing me BPOs, broker pricing opinions, and the investing side and foreclosures and short sales. Like that's how I got into real estate in that segment, if you will. And my assumption back then was, well, I thought all real estate agents knew this, and they did. And the more I was into the business and the more I was asking questions and going out and about, the more I realized, yo, okay, I have a skill set that maybe not a lot of people have. I thought they did, but they don't. So I was like, you know what? One day, I can't remember exactly what happened, but I was in an office, and I can't remember the scenario, but the gentleman comes and he says something, and I disagreed with him, and he puts his feet like on my desk, talks back, puts his feet on my desk, pow, pow. He goes, well, I guess you work for me, so you have to do what I have to, whatever I say. And I go, hell no. You got your goddamn mind. I'm not doing that. No, fuck you. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, it ain't happening. So I was like, you know what? You can get your ass out of here. And I was like, this is BS. I'm done. So it got me thinking, you know what? I'm sure for as confident and comfortable and as cocky he was to do that to me, I'm pretty sure he did it to some other agents. And I'm pretty sure he's not the only one to do that. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to make sure that I put the word out there that agents, we are more than just monkeys, baby dolls, Ken dolls, whatever, that just are taught to write contracts. We are more than that.
Right.
We are actually a skill set that we can provide for ourselves. So that's when the Agenteur came up. It's basically we're agents and we're entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And we need to treat it as a business. We need to treat it as such that we can create many different paths of income within real estate while still servicing the clientele. Right. So that's where it kind of all comes from. It was like, no, this isn't right. You're not going to treat me. And just because you don't think I have a college degree, because I dropped out of college several times. I remember going to a dude's house. He was getting foreclosed on, by the way. Okay, he was getting foreclosed on. The bank had called me to go talk to him. I went to go talk to him, and he was like, what's your degree? And I said, well, I don't have a degree. So I don't have a degree. I went to high school, graduated from high school, and that was it. He was like, you can't tell me anything I already don't know. And I'm like, your house is getting foreclosed on, not me. I was like, so see that degree up there? That don't mean a big thing.
Right.
I walked right out. I left and I told the bank and I was like, yeah, just foreclose on him. As he don't want to listen to me. That was it. You know, so I'm like, no, I'm not going to be disrespecting. And I'm pretty sure, like I said, the way it was happening to me, to other people, the way it was happening to me, it was just so common. I kept seeing it. I'm like, it has to be happening to other people, other real estate agents. And that's not right.
Right. With the, I know that, you know, you don't necessarily need a degree, college degree.
Correct.
As far as the real estate is concerned, I know you do have, you know, your bird dogs, your wholesalers.
Yes.
How far up the ladder can you go before you need some type of certification or?
Nothing. You never need a certification. I can tell you right now. So like there's a property management company right now. I'm one of three owners. The two major owners, right? They themselves, um, I'm partnered up with them. I'm an agent only. I've no other certifications. So I'm a part owner of a property management company. I have a consulting firm with me and another partner. Um, I have a wholesale team that it's not my team, there's someone else's team, but he asked me to help out. And I'm bringing people left and right, joining hands. I've got no degrees in any of this stuff, none. But I'm able to invest in food trucks, dealerships, medical center, parking lot, and all these kind of things, just because of the connections of the people that I have.
Yeah.
And I've come across it. So you don't ever need, in my opinion, you don't ever need a certification to get any more ahead in real estate. Those initial, no disrespect for those who have the initials behind there, the real, you know, commercial designations and REO specialists and buyers, first time home buyers, nothing against them. If you want to get those initials, so be it. I don't care about the initials. I just care about the dollar figures in my bank account in the community. That's it.
Yeah, I like that. You spoke a little bit about, and I think I did see this in some of your bio, but your portfolio,
Mhm.
um, food trucks.
Yeah.
You're in the food truck. Tell us about that. Tell us about
So
that.
So it's my brother's idea. He was working he was working and you know, he's like, yo, I've been doing the same business for like, I don't know how many years. And he's like, I can't do it no more. I can't, man. The business is changing, the industry is changing. So him and his wife, I invited him up. I said, look, do me a favor. So why don't you come on up? He's an amazing cook. Whenever we got together, he would always cook. Matter of fact, side note, he actually catered our company Christmas party this past week, this holiday season. So I said, listen, why don't you come on up? You and the wife come on up. I invited my nephews up, his kids, everybody, my wife. We were all there, right at our house. And he's been tinkering with creating a food truck for quite some time. So I said, let's do it. Here's your chance. Let's do it. I have a couple of bucks. I can invest into you. You already know the recipe. And he used to be in the automotive industry. So he had connections to get like a food truck to sell. I was like, you're smart. I think I'm pretty smart. Let's just put us together. And so that was back in, I want to say that was in 18. So it's about 6 years ago, 6, 7 years ago. He came up to the house and in my kitchen, my test kitchen, we created the menu for the tacos. Like we took the food scale out, we put chicken, beef, and then the shell, we weighed everything out, how much ounces and worked the dollar figures and everything like that. The very first pictures were done on my dining room table. And now he has grown it to 4 trucks,
Wow.
catering service. He does like weddings, proms, sweet 15, sweet 16s, bar mitzvahs, retirement parties, high school dances, company lunches. It's just, he goes to different vineyards and stuff like that. It's just, you know, that's his baby. You know,
Right.
I was just, you know, I just tell people it's God's light. He said, hey, listen, help him out. So I'm not gonna say to take any credit. That was on his baby. I was happy that he took me on for the ride and for the journey.
That's so cool, man. It's so cool. I am, I am me personally elated that we are in a time that we are in.
Yes,
Um, the
absolutely.
entrepreneurial mindset, people wanting to do, people saying, I'm not working 50 years at the same job where I'm, you know, where I'm treated like shit. But I
Yeah.
need that pension and
Yes.
I need to retire. I'm so happy people stepped out of that bubble, man, and are really, you know, going after their dreams. Not only their dreams, they are really living um their pathway, their principles. You know, it's what they was put here for. What we are all put here for. One day we'll realize it, and you don't need a college degree to walk up to someone and make the best deal. It's just, you have the gift of gab, or you really into it to help someone. And that's a beautiful thing. We have podcast where we could talk, you know what I'm saying, from different states
absolutely.
and all of that, man. And I just appreciate where we're at right there, even with all the negative, energy that like social media can bring. It can
Yeah,
also bring a lot of
unfortunately.
positive. Yeah, man. So with that being said, keep doing what you're doing. I know another aspect of what you have that you offer is what I'm currently speaking on. What this podcast is mostly about is mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, is that part of your course? Is that
Yes.
like, okay, all right.
You have two courses. I have the Agenteur course, which is basically tells a real estate agent how to balance their book of business as being a realtor or real estate agent to help sellers and buyers while creating your own way of passive income, owning real estate for yourself. So that's one. The other is called the Mindset Investor course. The Mindset Investor course is essentially taking anyone who has a W-2, whether you're a trucker, electrician, nurse, HVAC, slanging burgers at a fast food joint, doesn't matter. We can get you into investing, right? And it's a legit soup to nuts, cradle to the grave, whatever cliche you want to say to it. But we go through how to create your marketing piece, what software to use. If you don't want to be a landlord on hands-on, I interview my personal two partners for property management. They're on there. You can talk to them. Private money lenders. I interview private money lender on there as well. And if you purchase the course, you get access to a community. And that community is basically other students, seasoned as well. I have two students who are both high school teachers, and they met me 2 years ago. Their goal was to do like 10 properties in 5 years because they did the one-on-one mentor program, which is like kind of like a level up. They did that program. They ended up going and they did 30 in 30 months. And they just celebrated it, so they accelerate from 10 to 5 years to basically 30 and 30 months.
Wow.
Right. And it was just the empowerment. It was the community. It was talking to them and the different resources and stuff like that. And having the proper team around me helps out. I'm considering to take all the credit. I'll be a fool too. Is having everybody from my partners in property management and then their staff, from my chief of staff here, and then having everybody who are coming to lenders, both private and hard money and regular traditional banking. It's in that Mindset Investor course, we tell you how to think. We tell you how to switch. We tell you these are the shifts you're going to be going into. We talk about buckets, how a lot of us, especially in minority culture, we grow up and then we feel this loyalty to the people as we get older and older. And we say, yo, that was my man. If I'm doing this, my man's got to come with me. But if your man ain't ready, he ain't ready. And it's not your job to get him ready. It isn't.
Yeah.
Right. So I talk about that. That's personal to me. And it does happen a lot. So with that Mindset Investor course portion of it is we dig into that. It's hard to hear the truths that I spit out in that and that comes out of there. But it's just that it's truth. So if you're going to get upset at me, I'd rather you be mad because I'm telling you the truth than be mad at me because I'm lying to you.
Righteous.
Right. So that's one thing in the Mindset Investor course we definitely do teach. And I'm working on a third one called MDTA, which is basically the 4 pillars of success. And that's basically mindset, discipline, time management, and action. And how you can run any business with these 4 pillars.
Right.
And then I teach them. I'm working on that course right now. I'm actually going to be in Florida this weekend. I'm speaking on it in an event for 2 days about that to several different entrepreneurs in general.
Okay. All right. That was my next question, man. I want to know if you travel to speak. I myself just put on an event this last weekend, and that's what we do. We teach, or I bring in different speakers to talk about mindset, motivation, manifestation, monetization, mastery, movement. So we all speak on these pillars, man. And if that is your thing, like mindset, and you have that, I'm inviting speakers in. So with my following, with my podcast speakers, let's give them a show. They walk away with something.
Yeah, so, I'm actually in the middle of transitioning my chief of staff to take over what I do so I can travel more. That's the whole theme of the game. is she's going to take over my stuff, run a lot of the business, and then create her own portfolio. So I'm working on that with them, with her, I should say. And so I can do that. I wanted to get into more speaking events, put myself out there, like on podcasts and stuff like that, and
Sure.
doing IG lives and just whatever, just to let people know, listen, I'm here and I want to help and I want to empower. Like that's it.
Yeah. It's the ministry. It's,
Yeah.
the lifestyle now.
Yeah,
You
it
have
is.
to,
It definitely is.
man.
Absolutely.
Okay, where can people find you at? Let's start with your website.
Sure. So if you go to navidmoosa.com, you can get me from over there. And then I'm really heavy on Instagram. So at the Navid Moosa is over there, as well as LinkedIn and YouTube. That's all the same channel, but IG is the number one, and the website's navidmoosa.com. My courses are there. You can buy both, you can buy one, you can pick and choose. Everything's on demand style. So if you got a third shift, second shift, fourth shift job, whatever, you can download this and it's mobile friendly. And it's delivered in a way where not all the information is given to you at once, so you're not overwhelmed. As you take each course, a new course is released to you. So you get the concepts and you get to understand. And it's all released in an order, so you take proper and immediate action.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm also going to add all of that, your links and everything.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. One other question. You mentioned that your father was from Africa.
Yeah.
Okay. So I caught that. And earlier, tell me again what your name means.
So my family's from Uganda, Africa, and they were forced here back in 1973. So they were forced out in 72, came to this country in 73. My name, Navid, is Persian for bearer of good news. And Musa, translated into in Arabic, is Moses, or in English rather, is Moses. So Musa is the Arabic name of Moses, and then Navid is bearer of good news. So the quick story of that one is, I'm one of seven. I'm the youngest of seven boys, no girls. My mother was expecting baby number 6, my oldest brother, when they were forced out of Africa, Uganda. And my mother had dual citizenship, so she went to England. My father did not. So he went with Red Cross. My mother went with the other kids, with the other sons, to England. And then that was in October, November of 72. She gave birth to my brother in December of 72 in England, and then came to the US in March of 73. And then 2 years later, good news, Navid's here. That's basically it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I made this connection. I don't know if it is a connection, but I want to say the richest man like ever, but the richest man in Africa for sure was a man by the name of Mansa Musa.
Yes. No relation.
No relation. Okay.
No relation. No
Okay.
relation.
I didn't know if you had a trust fund or not.
No, man. Listen, my father came here with nothing except for the money we got from Red Cross and a church in Carlisle, Pennsylvania that took us in, or took them in, I should say, and welfare and government block cheeses. And that's what we grew up on. And he worked for a company for 17 years, and he fell off some boxes, broke his hip, needed hip replacement surgery. And my father settled out of court for like 17 grand. Out of that 17 grand, he only kept 4 grand. Rest went to attorney fees. He took $1,000. He went to a butcher up in Maryland, bought a whole bunch of, we're Muslims, so practice Islam, we get halal meat. So he got $1,000 worth of halal meat, and between that and a chest freezer from the local Kmart, put it in our basement, a little duplex that we stayed in at the time, and roll home out of there. And in the basement, he started a grocery store from scratch, from $1,000.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
So that's no trust fund baby here. No rich uncle, no rich aunt, nothing, man. It was just legit straight up hard work, day in and day out.
That's what's up, man. I love these stories. Like my whole channel is turning into these type of stories, and I love it, man. You know, we've all started somewhere trying to go somewhere. And one thing we have to do, get our mindset correct and keep our mindset correct.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Mindset's
man.
huge. Mindset's huge.
I will send the ones that come to my channel to your channel. I will send them to your website so they can follow you, man. Give you a follow. I think that there's a lot of good content and a lot of good knowledge there. I want to thank
Yeah,
you
I'm
for
gonna talk
coming
about
on.
marketing person. Actually, I think we would do something. We can set up a code so we can give your listeners a discount on the
Oh,
course and
cool.
stuff like that.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay, man. Sure enough, I'll give you a follow-up phone call and we'll discuss it.
appreciate it. Yep,
That
thank you.
work? Okay,
Yeah,
man. You have a great night and yeah, much success in everything you do from here on out.
I mean, I really appreciate you. Thanks for the time.
All right, man. You have a great one.
Have a great night. Take care.
I know.